If you're a parent who is observing their child growing up, it can be clearly an interesting time. But what if your child is struggling with speaking in public? I think if your child is very young, let's say pre-teenage years, then it's something that children just have. They're still developing so rapidly that I think the seriousness of public speaking is probably a bit lost on a person that is not quite a teenager. I really think that 13-year-old development stage is where it dawns on people how important your communication is. I think that that's probably the earliest time at which it makes sense to put serious effort into public speaking. The child is in high school by then, and they're interacting with their peers in a more serious and less play-like way. So if it's pre-teenage years, don't worry too much about it. If your teenager is struggling, well, the lessons that apply to grown-ups apply equally to teenagers. There's nothing on this website that isn't suitable for teenagers as well. And I think that the extra piece of advice I can give there is to say that in your teenage years, you're particularly vulnerable to peer pressure. And establishing your child's self-confidence is probably one of the greatest gifts that you can possibly give them. So speaking itself is a generic skill that applies to all the age groups. But that self-confidence, I think, is such a powerful gift to give when they are teenagers. And the public speaking itself is valuable, but it can also give them the extra self-confidence that helps them cope with that peer pressure. So if you are a parent with a child who is struggling in their teenage years, bring them to the website. Everything is appropriate to help them express themselves and to make them realize they're not alone. But in addition, put a lot of energy into boosting their self-confidence. I really believe that that's the foundation of being a successful human being. You can achieve almost anything if you believe in yourself. Whatever you want to achieve is possible when you're so young and you're given the ability to believe that you can do it. Any teenager still has everything they could possibly want available to them. It's all still possible. There's so much potential in the teenagers. And helping them realize that everything is still possible, and that if they take that specific action to improve and go in the direction they want to go in, then they can be successful. So help them resist that peer pressure that makes them feel a bit low. That's not necessary. When you give them that gift of self-confidence, they'll be able to find their own way. Public speaking is a part of that. So give them the confidence boost, point them to this website, and they can be successful too.